The police have many jobs, but when it comes to police chases, it's not supposed to be like you see in movies and TV. Mainly because the longer a chase goes on, the more dangers and damages it causes. So thus, they need items that could put a stop to chases as quickly as possible. Allow us to show you some of these items. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. Grappler Police Bumper. As noted, one of the main jobs of the police is to stop a chase before someone gets hurt, and the Grappler Police Bumper is one option they have to do that. Ironically, it's actually attached to the front bumper of the police vehicle, and with a button they can push it, it's deployed. Then the officer has to just get close enough to go and wrap a series of threads around the back wheel, which you might not think would do much, but when everything's covering the wheel, it's still attached to the police car, and thus, you have to just hit the brakes and the car will be forced to stop. It's not the quickest way to stop a car, but it will do the job, and that's the point. Number 7. Mobile Spike. If locking up the tire isn't an option, the mobile spike aims to literally deflate it in seconds. Like before, this too is attached to the front of the police car, and once in range, a button push fires it. The spikes take chunks out of the tire, ensuring it deflates in under a minute while avoiding a blowout. A blowout could hurt nearby people as chunks of tire will be launched at high speeds, even being fast enough to shatter the glass of windshields. This method prevents that and ensures the car can't go anywhere because of flat tires. Number 6. Gunnebo El Costa Wedge Barrier. The Gunnebo El Costa Wedge may seem like an over-the-top way of getting a vehicle to stop. It's more elegant than it looks, mainly because a vehicle running into it is guaranteed to stop, no matter the size of the vehicle. This is because it's positioned like a wedge versus being perfectly straight up. The vehicle will crash right into it, and the wedge shape prevents it from going any farther forward. Now you might be thinking, but when would this be able to be used by the police? Well, the police would use it in various compounds to try and stop a fleeing suspect or a runaway vehicle. And it's used for security in various places because they'll put the wedge near the entrances that the bad guys are trying to escape from. They won't be able to make an escape happen because of this barrier, or at least not in the vehicle they won't. Number 5. X-Net. If you're looking for a more low-key and less destructive way of stopping a car, the X-Net might be the way to go. It's a net that can wrap up the entire wheel frame and not just one tire. This is an effective strategy for various reasons, not the least of which is that it won't risk tire destruction, and friction is a very simple and elegant way to get a thing to stop moving. Plus, because of the wide base of the net, it's almost impossible to avoid as they'll put it in front of the oncoming runaway vehicle. Thus, the police will know that they get their man. It's easy to deploy, easy to operate, and it works. Number 4. Retractable Spike Strips. Spike strips are a classic TV trope of stopping vehicles because they're visual, but in truth, they're very much in use by the police. But sometimes they go even more technological, like with the retractable spike strips. These are stored in a box and are activated by remote control. Like the X-Net, an officer will take the box that has the strips and position it on the side of the road that the perp is coming down. It won't be noticed by them until it's too late, as it can fly out of the box and onto the road in mere seconds. But wait, there's more. Once the spikes are hit by the car, the strip will actually retract off the road to ensure that the police cars in pursuit don't get hit by them. That's a very clever trick and a perfect way to prevent collateral damage. Number 3. Heeled HT1 Raptor. The Heeled HT1 Raptor is a retractable kind of road spike that's able to be inserted into the ground and then be raised or lowered depending on when it's used or not. You'll never see it coming until it's deployed, and it's guaranteed to do damage no matter the vehicle that is coming its way. The criminal is immobilized in seconds, and when it's done, it can go right back into the ground. Number 2. Arrest Net. The arrest net is another simple yet effective method of getting a speeding car to stop without causing a lot of damage. It can be deployed by hand or via a foot-activated button, which is effective given that chases can be unpredictable. When a vehicle of any size goes over it, the front 2 wheels will be wrapped up in a net, while the back 2 tires will be hit with spikes that'll deflate the tires. That kind of versatility is needed in chases because while spikes and nets are effective in their own rights, sometimes it's just not enough. But together, that's a much harder combination to beat. Number 1. Safe Stop. As you've seen, the police and other forces have various methods to stop a car, But given the advances in technology nowadays, you might think that there could be a technological way to stop a vehicle without risking literally any harm to anyone. Wouldn't that be great? Well, the good news is that device exists, and the name of it is the Safe Stop. To put it simply, the Safe Stop is a device that uses RF waves to basically hack into a car's engine and turn it off. You might think it can't possibly be that simple. But trust us, it works. After it's activated on the car, bike, and even boat that is within range, the vehicle will slow down so that the police can get to them. Again, it may seem too good to be true, but it's not. Granted, there are some drawbacks as it's not a small device and has to be put on top of a vehicle. But used in places like traffic stops and border control areas, it'll end a car chase before it even begins. Plus, you could consider this Gen 1 technology, and thus it can grow from here to be much more effective later on. Which makes you wonder what other kinds of things the police could whip up later to further ensure that there is 0% of damage during a car chase. So there you have it, everyone, a look at police items that they have to stop a police chase near instantly. What did you think of the creativity of these items? Which one do you think is the best? Do you know another item that could be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.